What's up, worship drummers? Timothy here from the Worship Drumming Academy, and in today's video I'll be showing you 3 triplet fills by David Whitworth. If you are new to triplet fills, basically the idea is that in one beat of one measure where you would normally play 4 16th notes, you play groups of 3. So what we will be doing in this video is 16th note triplet fills. So that means in the space where you would normally fit 4 16th notes, you will fit 6 16th notes. And what that means is that you just have to space them a little bit differently. And I'll just show you a quick example of a full measure of first regular 16th notes and then a full measure of 16th note triplets. Hopefully you can tell the difference. If you are new to this, I would spend a little bit of time just practicing this so that you get used to the feeling of going into the triplets and out of the triplets, because the reality is most of the song is not going to be in triplets, and so you're going to be playing, those groupings of 8th notes or 16th notes if it's a build. Then you'll do, let's say, 1 or 2 beats of those triplets, and then you will go back into those regular 8th notes or 16th notes. So going into it and out of it is really important to develop. So now that you have a better idea of what triplets are, let's look at the first fill from David Whitworth. And this particular one is from this song called Elohim. And I would say if you're gonna learn your first triplet fill, this should be it, because it's in a lot of different songs, and the context of it is there's a build going out of the bridge, and then it does a triplet fill, little pause, and then it goes into the chorus. So I'll quickly play it for you and then we'll break it down. There you go. So even if you've never heard of a triplet fill, you have heard fills like this where you hear it and you're like, dang, this is pretty good. I don't know what it is. Now you know what it is. It is a triplet fill. So today we're going to be breaking down 3 of those. First one is this from Elohim. Let's look at what's going on in there. I will be first playing it in the context of the song. So I'll do 1 measure before, then the fill, and then 1 measure after, just so you get an even better idea of what we'll be breaking down. There goes the fill in context, and now let's break down just the part where the triplet is. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna first play it just on the snare, and then I will place it exactly where it is in this particular fill. So what you want to start with is just doing these 6 notes on the snare, and it would just sound something like this. So pretty simple. Let's do it again. Now the next step will be placing it where it is, where it belongs in this fill. So the first hit is going to be the kick, the ride, and then second is going to be rag tom, and we'll do 3 hits on the floor tom and kick. So it would sound something like this. I'll do it one more time. Now we're going to take the full measure of this, not just the 16 note triplet that I just played, and I'm going to play it at 40 BPM. I will repeat it 4 times, and now what you want to do is just put the reps in. I know it's going to feel a little bit awkward because you're going from those 16th notes to the 16th note triplet and out of it, but make sure to put the time into it. We're going to play it 4 times at 40 BPM, and let's jump into it. Now, before we dive into the full tempo, I also wanted to let you know that I have an interactive tutorial player where you can take these 3 fills that we're learning. You can slow it down to any tempo you want to. You can add a metronome and you can loop it so that way you can practice it even more. And you can find it in the description below, and that way you can get even better practice. But now let's dive into this exact triplet fill at full speed. Now, after you have it down at full speed, what I would recommend next is take this song to start with, which is Elohim, and try to play it along with the song. And the next thing is take any song that you like. With this, I would probably do it at the end of a build going into the next section. So you can take any big bridge where it's building, play that triplet fill, and then go right into the next section. And that way you're gonna get the reps in and you're gonna get more and more comfortable with it. Now let's jump into the second triplet fill. This time it's not gonna be a fill at the end of a build, but it's gonna be a fill in a big chorus groove. So you're playing a groove and then you do the triplet fill and then you go back into the groove. This particular one is from this song called No One Like the Lord by Bethel Music as well. And it's in the chorus section at the end, and I'll play it for you so that you know exactly what we'll be doing. So again, very cool fill. Triplet fills always stand out, so you want to make sure that you don't do them all the time, but when there's that one time that you do it in a song, it really will be powerful and will bring the energy of the song up. So what we're gonna do now, as we did with the previous one, I'm gonna play it for you in context. So I'll do 1 measure before the fill, and then 1 measure after, and then we'll break it down after that. So in this fill, what's going on is that on beat 3 and 4, we have those 2 16th note triplets. So I'm gonna, again, just demonstrate it very slowly, and then we'll dive into that loop of the whole measure where you can practice it over and over. So if we start just on the snare, it's gonna be 2 beats of triplets, and let me play that quickly. Now, if we place it where it is in this particular fill, the first hit is going to be on the kick and the ride, and then the next 5 of those triplets are going to be on the snare. So I'll demonstrate that. And then the last beat is going to be placed starting on the kick and the ride, and then rack tom, and the rest on the floor tom, just like this. Now, if we put those 2 together at a slow tempo, it would sound like this. What I'm gonna do next is do this 4 times at 40 BPM. That way you can practice it over and over. And let's jump right into it. Well, I just noticed that my mic was hanging down, so I hope that it sounded all right, but we're gonna continue with this lesson. After you get it down at 40 BPM, which is slow, again, it might feel a little bit awkward going from those 8th notes into the 16-note triplets, but make sure you practice that. Again, the easiest way would be to get the tutorial player. Link is in the description. After you practice it and you feel comfortable, let's bring it up to the full speed, which in this case is 72 BPM. I'll play it again 4 times. What I'll do with the full speed, instead of repeating it over and over, I'll count you in, you'll play once, then there will be an empty measure, and then you will play it again. So basically in between each of those measures, there's gonna be a rest so that you can kind of get back into it. With this one, again, after you have it down at full speed, what you want to do is first start with the song that is actually in, which is No One Like the Lord. I believe it is the last, yes, it is in the last chorus. So put the song on and then play it with that so that you can get the feel of how it sounds exactly in the context of this song. But then beyond that, you don't want to learn just fills that you can play in one song. So you want to take any other song, take a big chorus, and then try to play it in that. Go into the fill, go out of the fill, and just practice the timing, because with 16-note triplets, it's really important to focus on timing, because if you don't, it can sound very sloppy, it can fall apart, and that's the last thing you want to do with fills, especially if it's a little bit more flashy fill. There's nothing worse than doing that and then having it fall apart and not come back on the one. So make sure that you practice it and focus on the timing of those triplets, going into it and going out of it. Now let's jump into the last triplet fill. This is honestly my favorite one, and it is from this song called Son of Suffering. It is at the end of it, and man, I love this fill. Let me play it for you so that you can get an idea of what we will be breaking down. Come on, that is a sick fill. First thing is I'll play it again in context so you can hear just the drums. I'll do a measure before and then measure after as well, and then we'll break it down. Now let's dive into the fill. I'll break it down for you. Oops. First, I'm gonna focus just on the parts of the measure where the triplets are happening. So what's going on here compared to the previous two is, instead of alternating your hands, you will be playing a different pattern. You will be doing right, left, left, and you're gonna do that three times throughout that fill. Let me demonstrate that just with the kick on the snare at a slow tempo. That's pretty much it. Now what you're gonna do is the first hit is gonna be the kick and the ride, And then the 2 hits with your left are going to be going from the snare to the rack tom, then to the floor tom. I'll play just the first one and then I'll do the second, third one, just to kind of take it really slow. Now I'll connect all these 3 together. And that's really the triplet part of this fill. Now at the end of this measure, you will play 4 16 notes on the snare. This is where it's a little bit tricky because coming out of those 16 note triplets, you will have the tendency to speed up those last 4 hits, but you want to make sure that you don't do that. And let me just demonstrate it at a slow speed. I'll do those 3 parts that I just did, and then at the end we'll do 4 16 notes on the snare, the first one with the crash and the kick like this. Now that I played it, I just realized that at the end you're not doing right, left, but you're actually doing 2 left and then a right, left. The reason for that is because you're hitting the crash, and that way you're hitting the snare with your left. So I'll do it one more time, very slow, and notice that there are 2 lefts on the snare and then right, left like this. Let me put all of that together and it will sound like this. That was pretty sloppy, but you get the idea. What we'll do now is I will play it at 40 BPM and I'll do the whole measure. So there is a few hits before that, and we'll play it 4 times, very slow at 40 BPM. And this way you can really practice going into the triplets and then going out of the triplets. Now that you are a little bit more comfortable with it, again, put the time into practicing this. These fills are not something that you just, learn in 5 minutes. This is something that you want to put the reps in so that you can get it really clean. Again, especially going into the triplet feel and out of the triplet feel. So make sure that you are patient with yourself and that you put the practice in. Now, after you put the practice in, you can then play it along with me at full speed. Again, we'll do it 4 times. I'll count you in, play it once, then do a measure of a rest, and then play it again like that. And there we go. This is end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I've really wanted to do a video like this for a long time where I take some really exciting drum parts from drummers like David Whitworth, Sebastian from Upper Room, Ish Melton, and other amazing drummers that are out there. I show you what it sounds like and then I'll break it down so that way you can learn it and you can play it as well. I truly believe that the best way to learn is to start by copying what other drummers are doing, and then you can make it your own. Then you can experiment, connect different drum parts, and yeah, that's really the way to go about it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know which fill you enjoyed the most and what are some other maybe fills or tom grooves, drum breaks, or anything related to worship drumming that I should make a video about. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.